Former NFL player and now local radio personality and one of our Morning Blend favorites, Ian Beckles, is still feeling the effects of a successful football career. But he's also found relief through stem cell therapy and Dr. Dennis Locks of Sports and Regenerative Medicine Centers. Guys, welcome to the both of you. Welcome back, I should say.
Well, thank you.
We love when you're here, and we especially love when you are here because you are a man that is traveling the world right now. You've got locations in Beverly Hills, but we finally got you here in Tampa.
You have me, my undivided attention.
Well, first let's set the stage and talk about the relationship, how you two were able to get in touch and what you are able to do for athletes and patients alike.
Well, you know, that's a very interesting question. Perhaps Ian should answer it because Ian sort of found me. And
well, I was in a lot of pain, my knees, my back, and I heard about stem cell therapy, didn't know much about it. So I did some investigating, and you want the best, obviously, and everything was coming up, Dr. Locks. So got in contact with him. We talked a little bit. I'm not a doctor, so I can't speak that language, but what he was explaining it is, you know, your cells are rejuvenating and kind of healing themselves. So I said, listen, I need help. So to make a long story short, it's been 2.5 years. I got my knees done, I got my back done, and I'm not sure my knees aren't the best part of my body right now because I got to a point where I was having problems walking at night and the knees were swelling up, and, you know, Doc did his thing, and 2.5 years later, you know, my knees feel great. I'm bending as good as I was when I was young, and people ask me all the time, did it really work? Because I was doing commercials and stuff for Dr. Locks, and sometimes people, it sounds commercially, you know? And I said, stem cell therapy is the best thing I've ever done for my body.
Because I was going to say, word has it, you even are doing spin classes these days, which is one of the hardest things you can do to stay fit on your knees.
Well, I've taught spin for years, but it got to a point where that was starting to bother me a little bit as well.
Right.
But I taught a class this morning, my knees feel great. And if I played ball today, I'm not sure I wouldn't have Dr. Locks inject my whole body. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah?
Because, you know, when you play for a long time, your whole body is ruined, you know, so from my neck all the way down.
Well, again, we're so happy to hear that the treatment has worked for you. And you're talking about playing ball again. I got to take this time and chat a little Buccaneers with you guys. I hope you don't mind. I've got Ian here. Ian, we're starting to get a lot of recognition for our offense. Normally, it's the defense that's getting love when it comes to the Bucs as of late. We've got a lot of offensive weapons. Who are you most excited about, or what are you looking forward to this season?
Well, everybody knows everything revolves around Jameis Winston, okay? If he doesn't play well, we're not going to win. And he's going to be the reason why we take it to the promised land, ultimately. But we're starting to see a few more pieces that are brought in the offseason, and we're seeing flashes of greatness. You know, we've been a mediocre at best team for a while now, and just the buzz doesn't put you in the playoffs, okay? And I've heard Dirk Carter say that. You have to earn it. So they're going to play 16 games that are going to be hard to win, every last one of them. So to win 10 games in the NFL is a hard thing to do. But I like their chances. I'm usually swayed to pessimistic or realistic, and this year is the first year I've really said I think the Bucs are going to make the playoffs.
And, you know, again, we were touching on the effects of players' bodies. Right now, it looks like we've got a good lineup for this season. And again, Dr. Locks, Ian Beckles is just one example of the patients that you treat and how you are able to help all of these athletes on their post-playing days, right?
That's correct. Well, I would like to say I tore my body up, and I was a downhill racer, a wrestler, and I did my knees 6 years ago, so I practice what I preach. I
will say that's kind of unusual because normally doctors don't get to practice what they preach, so you've been able to not only give people the treatment but feel the effects as well.
That's correct. And well, it's interesting because if it's good enough for Ian, it should be good enough for me, correct?
I would think so.
I know the science and the practice of it, so I do not want my knees replaced, and I want to feel good. So just like Ian, why wouldn't I do it? And I've already done it.
And Ian, again, we touched on just one of the many patients that you see. Talk about who else you're able to help, who else you're able to treat.
Well, last time we had Natasha on, who has a college scholarship because she has avascular necrosis. And she was on the Orlando News about 4 years ago. And slowly, people from around the world who had avascular necrosis, which is a dying bone, have found me. And I've gotten several other patients in high school who've gotten college scholarships. So it sort of took a life of its own, which has been very rewarding to help these people. So, you know, I had a concert pianist from London fly in, professor in Istanbul wanted me to treat her dog. So I had some, people from all over the world, Dubai, fly in, and it's just been a very rewarding experience to help people from other parts of the world. And in the UK and Canada, they can't do stem cells. So we get a lot of Canadians and patients from England fly in, and so it's kind of fun.
And I will say, Ian, when you started doing your research back in the day, 2.5 years ago, and Dr. Locks kept coming up, how nice was it when you saw that, hey, this guy's in Tampa Bay too?
What's amazing is, when you talk about, orthopedic doctors, everybody always goes to James Andrews. That's the one doctor everybody knows.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, James Andrews used to call Dr. Locks and talk to him about stem cell therapy, and now he's getting into it. But we are blessed now to have, I'm kind of biased, but the #1 stem cell guy in the nation, at least, right here in the Tampa Bay area. So you got to take advantage of that.
I'll say, and your list of patients continues to grow, not just athletes, but everybody. And in fact, we're going to have some more segments coming up where we're going to meet some more of his patients. Dr. Locks, Ian, we always appreciate your time. If you are interested and think that Dr. Locks may be able to help you, well, just give him a call. Visit his website. All of the information is right there on your screen.